It's been a month since I've shown my face, but I figured what better way to reintroduce my face to the world than by talking about all the books I read in August. The first book that I read, or I guess listened to in August, is The Haunting of Alejandra by V. Castro. This is a gothic novel. It follows like this woman who is lost herself and her children, her like outward roles in life. She ends up seeing this woman dressed in white who's like always crying, following her around. Yes, it is La Llorona. I ended up giving this one a 3.75 out of 5 stars. It was really slow, and that's coming from someone who reads gothic novels. I think I would have enjoyed it more had I been reading it physically and not listening to it. The ending was really fast and really like gory and creepy and just like what I was expecting the rest of the book to be. So that really saved it. And I also really like the spin on like La Llorona. The next one I finished is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. It's a YA like fantasy set in a fictional world where these two competing journalists end up writing letters to each other without realizing they're writing letters to each other. I also gave this one a 3.75 out of 5 stars. I love the characters, I love the concept, I loved the first book. This one I just felt wasn't enough world building that happened in the first book. So to have all of this world building suddenly appear in the second book, I had a lot more questions than I did answers, and by the end of the book, it really ruined the momentum of the story for me. The last book I read in the month of August is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. It follows a young girl in this village where every year a bride is sacrificed to the sea god below to keep, their lives pretty and keep them safe. This year happens to be the main girl Mina's older brother's lover. So she ends up sacrificing herself and throwing herself into the sea god. She's not eaten like she thought she was going to be, but instead she's kind of in this underwater world where she is now tasked with releasing the sea god from his curse. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought the writing was super lyrical, and I loved the world in it. I just felt like the pacing was just a little lackluster. Like the first chunk of the book, I was really slogging through it. And by the time I got to the last 2/3 of the book, it picked up a bit and there was a lot of more explanation as to what was going on and what was happening and more character development. But that is it for all the books I read in August. Let me know what you guys read, if you guys had a better reading month than I did.